Hello. Sorry. Something has gone weird with my phone. Um, how are you all? I was trying to go live on Instagram, and for some reason, um, it just started showing a weird picture from my camera roll. Hi, Erin. How are you? Let's try this again then. Hello, Instagram. Oh, okay. So sorry if anyone on Instagram caught that previous live. I don't know what went wrong there. I've deleted it anyway. Okay, so today I wanted to share. So somebody was asking me last week about some quick wins, things that they could do just to kind of build up a bit of momentum and make them feel like they were achieving something. So I thought I would share some more of those things today, and you can jump in and share some of yours if you would like. And the first thing on my list, then, it's a really simple one, but it is to make a phone call. So I'm sure that you have somebody that you love that you would like to talk to, a friend, a family member. Hi, Stacy. Um, and especially in this time when we are all physical distancing, it's really nice to just call someone and say hi, and I'm thinking of you. But also, there are phone calls that, like, if you're like me, you do not like talking on the phone. I will always put off making a phone call. But sometimes we have to do it. We have to call up and, query a charge on something, or we have to call up and pay a bill, or, call up and cancel an appointment, as I'm sure a lot of us are doing right now. So, making a phone call, just blasting through them all, write a list of the phone calls you have to make and see how many you can blast through in 5 minutes. Um, that's because I hate talking on the phone. So I like to get them all out of the way as quickly as I can. Is anyone else like that? Does anyone else hate talking on the phone? Hi, Lauren. So that is one. Another one then is to look something up. So again, if you're like me, you have all of these grand plans for things that you want to do someday, and you just never get around to it because you don't know like what the next step is. You don't know what to do next. You need more information, whatever. So I bet you probably have a project or something like that on your list that you've been putting off because you just don't know what to do next. You don't know what to do with it. So yeah, looking something up, just taking this time to hop online, I can almost guarantee that you will find the answer to whatever question you have online. So yeah, do something like that, or even if you just need to look up a phone number, things like that are very quick. Um, Michelle, yesterday was very rough. I live alone and had not hugged another human being for almost 2 weeks. It is tough. Like it's, and I mean, I would like to think that it will come to an end pretty quickly, but I think we all just have to really dig deep, um, and we will get through it. We'll get through it. It will be tough, but we're tougher. Crochet, crochet. It's Monday morning, folks. I hate talking on the phone. If my phone rings, I look at it with total horror till it stops. Yep. I will silence it so I don't have to like hear it ring. But yeah, that's that's I get that a lot. I get that a lot. So as well as like looking something up, kind of tying into that, you can learn something new. It doesn't have to be like a whole language. I hear loads of people are like learning new languages. That seems to be a thing right now. But just to look up, like if you were interested in a new language, okay, so that was a thing that you wanted to do, looking up, how to say hello, how are you? Something really quick. Look up a recipe for something that you'd like to try. Lots of people are like cooking and baking while they're at home. Looking up the meaning of a word, like the origin of a word. That can be really interesting and lead to some like fascinating rabbit holes. Um, Another thing that's really good actually to look up is I can almost guarantee, correct me if I'm wrong, but I can almost guarantee that you have some appliance or gadget or something in your house, and it has a setting or a button or some feature that you do not know how to use, that you have never used. It may as well just be decorative. I can guarantee there is something like that in your home. Now is the time to look that up and figure out what that thing does. I know when I figured out like what the attachments on my vacuum cleaner were for, when I actually took the time to look them up, yeah, all of a sudden I was like, oh, that will come in handy. So, yeah, that's that will probably help some of you. I guarantee. Somebody actually pop in the chat and tell me, like, if you've got, particularly with the washing machine, does anyone else like you've got all these settings on your washing machine, but you still put it in like everything pretty much the same setting every time? Vacuum cleaner is the other one. Maybe you don't know how to use the self clean feature on your oven. Now would be a great time to learn that because that is going to save you a lot of time. So yeah, Veronica dreading joining a Zoom call later with my tutor and classmates. Oh yeah, I've just given up on like caring what I look like or what I sound like or anything like that. Um, just dive in. Don't be that woman though. Did anyone see that video recently where there was a lady on a conference call, a Zoom call, and she didn't realize like the people could see her and she went to the bathroom? Don't be that person. They can see you. um, Another one then is reading like 2 to 3 pages of a book. So I know a lot of us struggle to find time to read. And I hear that that seems to be a common like concern or like a wish for people that they wish they had more time to read. So now, like if you've got 5 minutes, if there's like an ad break on the TV or you're waiting for the kettle to boil or something, just read a page or two. You will be amazed at how quickly all that time adds up. In each chapter, there's generally a few pages. So if you read a few pages, maybe while you're brushing your teeth, you read a page while you're waiting for the kettle to boil, you read a page while you're waiting for your food to like be done in the microwave or whatever. If you're a cook like me, all of those things will add up a lot over the day and particularly over the week. So that's another good one. Melinda Coates would love to read, but working from home, but you're not working like 24 hours a day. You've got breaks, and like I assume you have a clocking off time. So, Bev, South Africa, sending love. Love back to South Africa. Never been. Hi, Sarah. Hello, everyone. Stacey, phone calls are the worst unless it's someone I want to chat with. Yeah. Yeah. Even people I want to chat with, I'm like, text me. But no, yeah, phone calls. I don't know. It's weird. Maybe like as an introvert, I feel like I need to like either not see someone at all, like just communicate through text or email, or if I have to do a face to face, like if I have to speak to them, it needs to be face to face, either like video or in actual person, because I rely a lot on like body language and just talking on the phone. I can't get a read of someone, and I just find that incredibly awkward. So yeah. Plus, when you're talking to someone in video, I feel like there are things you can do, like talk with your hands or like stop to take a drink, and people can see that and know that you are like taking a break. Whereas if you're just on the phone with them, they don't have those visual cues. Anyway, I'm probably just a total weirdo in that regard. Hello from Indiana. I love that you're doing this. Positive vibes. Thank you. Yeah, I think today will be the last day I will do a live stream on YouTube. Last day this week. I think I will do some on Instagram Wednesday and Friday, I think. So not every single day. But on YouTube, I will have a regular video up on Thursday. Let me see. Donna, hey Laura, dog is watching too. Okay, so Donna has a dog that apparently loves my videos. And we'll just like sit down and watch them. I'm the dog whisperer now. Hannah Paul, yes, I love etymology. Yeah, looking up like the origin of words. Like if you know like a kind of a strange word or even just a regular word, like look up what the origin of it, like what it means. So maybe, I mean, maybe we're just nerds together, Hannah. But I feel like sometimes that can be really interesting. Lauren, my dishwasher and washing machine. Yeah, we all have something that just has a weird setting that we've never used. We just keep going back to like, yeah, start. Yeah, sure. On you go. Let me see. Stacey, your video on moving to a new place when you looked things up on Google Maps in your neighborhood would be a cool idea. Yeah. When we moved here, I was looking up things in Google Maps, like the local parks, the local library, the post office, things like that. So maybe if you hopped on Google Maps and had a look around your area, you might discover something completely new, like a place that you've never been to before. Um, so yeah, microwave has tons of unused buttons. Like I don't use any of the like popcorn or like defrost buttons or anything. I just stick something in. I'm like 1 minute or like 2 minutes or whatever. um, start writing letters to friends too. Yeah, that can be a really good one. I'm a little bit like I'm not sure if we should be part of me. This is like a personal thing. But part of me thinks like, yeah, now is the time to write letters and send them and make people feel good. And then the other part of me is like, do I want to be burdening the postal system? But then if I don't, like, will all those people be out of a job as well? It's a hard balance, isn't it? Is anyone finding that? Sarah, my clock in the car has just gone back to being correct since the last clock's changed. I figured out how to change the time in my car, also the microwave and the oven. So those are things you could do for like your under 5 minutes thing. Find out how to change the time on things. Um, so yeah, let me hop back in then and I'll give you some more kind of quick things. So obviously like cleaning one thing or like doing one chore. And I'm talking about literally one thing, not like all the things. But like scrubbing a toilet, we'll say, shouldn't take you any more than 5 minutes. If it does, you should possibly be doing it a little bit more regularly. But yeah, something like that, just like dusting off a surface in your home. Even like washing one window. If you've got one window, maybe in your bathroom or something, it's a small enough window, wash it. Emptying and refilling the dishwasher, I already told you that's a big bugbear of mine, but it does take me less than 5 minutes. So I suck it up and I do it. Prepping food is another good one. So, like, just taking out all your vegetables and all your fruit and just washing them all, maybe chopping up some carrots, dividing them up into smaller portions that you can then, freeze and use later. Maybe doing up like little smoothie bags, throwing like ingredients for a smoothie into a Ziploc bag or something and freezing that. Stuff like that, even just like preparing your lunch for tomorrow, etc. Decluttering, always a good one. You can do like any small area. Junk drawer is always a good one. Sock drawer, anything that you kind of look into on a regular basis. So anything to do with like tidying and organizing one small space is always, I think, a good idea because it's something that pays dividends. Like you declutter it, you organize it kind of one time, and then for however long it stays like that afterwards, you just get that good feeling, And it's like chances are it will possibly go back to being a little bit untidy again, but for those like days or weeks or whatever, it's just a good feeling. Shredding papers is another good one. You possibly have a pile of papers or receipts or things that are just sitting there that you're not sure what to do with, that you keep meaning to recycle or shred or whatever. Now's the time to deal with those. Just set a timer for 5 minutes, see how much you can shred. Emptying the bins in your home, also another good one. It's like if you're like us, like the kitchen bins get emptied on a fairly regular basis, but like the bathroom bins, not so much. We tend to let those overflow a little bit. Same in our offices, our home offices. We tend to let those kind of overflow a little bit. So going around like now, taking a big black sack or whatever and emptying all of the bins into that one thing. Um, Now, this one, okay, this is not something that I could get done in under 5 minutes, but I'm sure for a lot of you, this is not as big a problem as it is for me. But clearing out your inbox, going through emails, and just replying to as many as you can in 5 minutes, or filing them away, or deleting them, or doing whatever needs to be done. Now, mine, like 5 minutes in my inbox would not even scratch the surface. But I'm sure for most of you, like unsubscribing from newsletters, like go back then through the last, we'll say 10 emails that you received and see if there's anything you need to do. Like, is it something that you could unsubscribe from so that it won't take up time in future? Is it something you need to reply to? Is it a task that you need to pop onto your to-do list? Something like that. Is it just something that you need to star for future reference? Um, Journaling is another good one because I feel like, particularly now when things are so unusual and something we've never lived through before and hopefully will never live through again, having a record of this time can be, I don't want to say important, but it can just be because it's such a momentous thing. Um, it's a big thing that's going on in the world right now. Having a record of that you can look back on someday, like that your kids will probably ask about, that your grandkids may ask about. Um, just having a journal, and I've spoken about this before, but having a journal for me isn't necessarily about the act of writing things down. It's about looking back. When I look back on like previous struggles that I've been through and like worries that I've had that turned out to be nothing, I feel much better about it because I can look back and say, hey, I got through that. So then when I come to face something else that's hard, I know, like I have black and white proof, we'll say, that I got through this thing before. And that just makes me feel like I can get through a hard thing again. Exercise is a big one as well, particularly if you're like stuck indoors, you're not getting to the gym or whatever. Because I find that I'm not a big exercise person anyway. But now that we're home, I'm just generally moving a lot less. Like I'm not walking to the bus stop. I'm not walking around the grocery store. Small little things like that do add up over time. So even just taking 5 minutes to like do some jumping jacks or some push-ups if you're stronger than I am, or even just taking 5 minutes to like walk up and down the stairs, just getting the blood pumping a little bit so your body doesn't like forget how to use your legs or whatever. Once all this is over, um, your muscles won't have wasted away. um, another one on my list, and it's something I kind of touched on earlier, but it's canceling subscriptions. And that's not just email subscriptions, but also if you have a subscription to something and you're not using it. I mean, if you are not using it now while we are all self isolating at home, chances are you don't need it. Like you may have a gym membership that, okay, you may not want to like officially cancel, but can you put like a temporary block on it, or do you need to cancel it now and then just sign back up once everything is okay again, once it's okay to go back outside again. um, but yeah, any subscription service that you're currently not using, you don't know when you'll be using it again, like cancel it or put a temporary hold on it. um, So yeah, I'll just run through like a handful more. If you have some of your own, definitely drop them in the chat or whatever. And Diana was saying she makes daily vlogs on YouTube to journal it. Yeah, having those to look back on, I think will be kind of surreal because I think once this is done, because this is how I feel about pregnancy, right? Like I know I was pregnant. I know I gave birth to a baby, but I still can't fathom how I'm a mother. Like my brain does not. That just feels like a very grown up thing. So I think maybe it would be very similar with this. Like we'll all kind of know that we went through this. We'll all know that we were stuck at home, that we were isolating, quarantined, on lockdown, whatever. We'll all know that we went through this really weird time, but making sense of that after the fact may not be as easy. So having a written or like a visual record of that um, may be helpful, or just at least um, I don't want to say interesting because interesting is not really a good word to use when it's something this harrowing, this is difficult to go through. But just having a record of it can be useful. Um, Another great one. Okay, and if you're going to do anything from this list, I would probably recommend this one the most. It's to back up your devices. Use this time now to back up your laptop, your phone, anything like that. External hard drives. Just do it. Trust me. This is one of those things when you don't realize how important it is until it is too late. So find out, and that can be like your one thing if you're not sure how to do it. That can be your one thing to like look up, research it today, figure out how you can do it, and then just do it, and then it's done. And then you can just set a reminder every week or every month or whatever, um, to back up your devices. The first time will obviously be the longest, it will take the longest, but thereafter it will just take a few minutes to just update all the new stuff. Um, okay, let me see. So I'm sorry, I'm looking at a list here. I have a list. So I'm going to go with two more. Okay, we'll go two more. The first one then is to go on a big unfollowing spree. There are so many accounts that we follow, and I'm the same, of things that just do not really add value to our lives or add minimal value. I think we have a tendency these days, and Cal Newport talks about this in his book Digital Minimalism, where like we tend to think that any sort of value at all is valuable, but really that's not the case. Like just because an account is interesting, or just because you think, oh yeah, that's, I like that, doesn't mean that you have to have that thing in your life. Like I have unfollowed so many accounts and not missed them. Like, okay, they were like kind of funny or kind of helpful or whatever, but like in the grand scheme of things, I didn't need them. They were just taking up time. So that's a really good one. Stacey, I'm so not grown up and I had three babies. Can anyone else fathom that? Like how suddenly you're a grown up. Like for like whatever thing it is that made you realize that, like maybe you're paying a mortgage or just living on your own, or I don't know, like tending to your garden, or like ironing your own clothes, washing your own clothes. It's like, does anyone have that moment where it's just like, oh, whoa. um Cecilia, it's like my brother says, we're waiting for the real parents to show up. I'm like, yeah, if anyone wants to step in right now and just take over my life and like sort out all of the cooking and cleaning for me, that would be super. Make all the decisions, take all the responsibility, and just tell me what I need to do and when I need to do it. Um, yeah. So, um, let me see. Melissa, do you plan to go live every day this week? No, not this week. I don't think. I'll go live on Instagram on Wednesday and Friday at noon. And then on YouTube, I will just have a regular video on Thursday. I think this will be my last day to go live on YouTube. And that's purely because I find it so difficult to keep up with both chats. So yeah, plus on YouTube, like I'm losing a lot of subscribers, a lot of subscribers. So yeah. Anyone else feel like a fraud doing grown-up things? Yeah, like, can someone else come and handle this for me? Because I really should not be left in charge of this thing. Yeah. Um, Let me see. Don't like this being an adult stuff, says Mary. Yeah, it can be. I mean, there are perks. Not gonna lie, there's some great things. Like stay up all night if I want to. But yeah, would be nice if somebody could just hop in every now and again. It's like take over, sort some stuff out. Hannah, George says hello and ran over to wave to you. Hi, George. Mwah. How are you? Um, let me see. Embrace your inner child. Okay, so the final one, then I will leave you with this one. If you've got 5 minutes or less, and again, we can all find. I know we're like a lot of us now are at home and we're self-isolating and stuff, so it seems like our days are like stretching out before us. But realistically, if you can focus on like smaller chunks of time, I think that's how we will get through this. That's how the days seem a little less endless. But if you've got 5 minutes or more, um, today is the day to like make a start on a goal that you have for yourself, whatever it is, whether it be to like work out more, whether it be to start a side business, whether it be to, I don't know, start a journal or start, a meditation practice or learn to sew, learn to knit, anything like that. Now is the time, like take 5 minutes today. I challenge you all right now Take 5 minutes today and make a start on a goal. I don't care what it is. I don't care what you get done in those 5 minutes, but you will be 5 minutes closer to a dream than you are right now. So by the end of today, you will all be closer to whatever dream you have for yourself, whatever dream that is in your head. Um, 5 minutes. That is your challenge. Okay. Um, so, Cecilia, more practicing Irish. That's a good one. That's a good one. Melissa, what's your Instagram? How did UIST? I am how did UIST everywhere. Everywhere. You'll find me that. I think you'll find me under how to do IST pretty much everywhere. Katha started sewing. Great. I think a lot of us are kind of turning to like crafty type things. Um, yeah, I think we've all like rediscovered, um, I don't know, like things that we used to do before we had responsibilities. Um, those types of things. Donna, challenge accepted. Go you. Mhm. Um, so yeah, I this will be my last live stream on YouTube this week, but I'll be back on Thursday with just a regular video. And then for people on Instagram, I will be back on Wednesday with a live stream and then again on Friday. So I hope this was helpful. I hope that you can watch it back and just find some things that you can just set a timer and just go, go, go. But the big one is getting your goal, like making those steps towards it, like every day or every other day or whatever, or just most days, taking 5 minutes and asking yourself, what can I do that is going to make progress? Even if it's just researching something, just looking something up, just putting a plan in place. 5 minutes. That's your task. That's your homework, folks. That's your homework. Now I have to go like sort out my kids' homework, which is slightly less interesting than that. um, Donna, laundry get done yet? It did. The laundry got done. There's still more piling up as we speak, but the bit that I wanted to get done got done. So I will speak to you all soon. I hope you're all still hanging in there. I know it's tough, but like I said, you are tougher. We will get through this. It's difficult, but we have faced more difficult things in our lives. So I wish you all well. I hope you and your family and your friends are all healthy. Stay safe, stay sane. And look after yourselves, and I will speak to you all soon. Okay, bye. Bye, everyone.